Capricorn, hello. Welcome to Coffee, Sage, and Tarot. This is going to be your monthly reading for December 2025. I can't believe we're in December already. That's just insane to me. We're going to be taking a look at challenges and opportunities, as well as what you should be releasing and embracing as we head into the last month of the year, which is insane. I am offering 2026 overviews, individuals. So we would take a look essentially at the whole month or the whole year of 2026 and see what that has in store for you. These are going to be individuals. I expect that each session would be about an hour to an hour and a half. So limited availability on those. If that is something, if you're a planner like me and that is something that interests you, please send me an email, steprightIn@gmail.com, which is also in the description box, and we can go ahead and make that happen. Okay, the cards have been pre-shuffled, so let's go ahead and see what December has in store for you, Capricorn. Challenge, 5 of Cups. Opportunity, 6 of Cups. Wow, lots of cup energy for you. Release, 9 of Cups. Embrace, 5 of Swords. Interesting. King of Swords in that shadow. And we're just going to take a peek in here. King of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups, Page of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, Knight of Cups. Wow. Lots of cup energy for you, and I feel like, Capricorn, you have been in your feels lately, so this is not entirely surprising. It just feels like you're really in your feel. You're not grounded, is what I'm seeing as we head into December here. You're not grounded. King of Swords in the shadow. It honestly just feels like we're tired, drained, and almost like you don't even have the bandwidth to ground yourself. 5 of Cups here as the challenge. Yeah, just honestly, it feels like moving on from this state. This is Scorpio energy here. So focused on what we've lost, right? Focused on our hardships, focused on the negative, having a pessimistic outlook here. Having our day-to-day kind of dominated by, oh, I gotta do this and I gotta do this, and there's no time for anything, and just this overwhelming kind of heaviness to how you're feeling and how you're presenting here. And it feels like to move from this is the challenge, to move out of this kind of emotional state. The opportunity here being that 6 of Cups, and very much the progression, right? From the 5, we move to the 6. So very much within this cycle that you're in, that the cards are speaking on here, moving forward momentum also being tied into the opportunity that you have in the month of December, Capricorn, okay? The opportunity to move forward in this cycle, in this loop that you're in. Right? Moving from the 5 to the 6, moving from being so, for some of you, overwhelmed in that negative, and moving on to embracing what we do have, right? With that 6 of Cups, nurturing yourself, but also nurturing those around you that you love, having grace, treating others with grace, treating yourself with grace, being nurturing your inner child, being what you need or what you needed to yourself now, and giving yourself that love and attention and affection now that you didn't get before, because it very much feels like that's what's needed. Okay. What we should be releasing is that Nine of Cups. And so similar presentation here to Leo in what's behind the curtain. What do we not want to see, right? And with Leo it was, and I'm wondering if it's the same with you here, being too reliant on our, like, the material things, and being a little bit too materialistic in how we're getting our validation and how we're getting our emotional, how we're feeling emotionally or personally fulfilled, right? I'm just wondering if that's potentially the case here, and that's what we should be releasing. I'm also wondering, kind of with this presentation here, letting go of or releasing the idea, sorry, the cat is being a cat. He knows he's not supposed to be up there. Kind of releasing this idea of everything needs to be perfect and everything needs to be pristine. And I'm wondering if, like, even just this idea of compartmentalizing things, I'm wondering if that's not what we're touching on as we go ahead and clarify this for you. Okay. I'm hearing all the sounds. Sorry about that. Five of Swords in terms of what you should be embracing, right? So we go from something where everything has its place to he's holding two swords. Why? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, but he's doing it, right? So almost like this idea of a little bit of irrationality and allowing that to happen. So I'm wondering if that's kind of it, this idea of letting it out. And as well, we do have those 2 5s, which are showing up. So I'm just going to check here. 2 5s. Oh, yeah, he's really going to town. 2 5s, reverse. I'm wondering if you're feeling like you're going backwards or moving backwards, right? Or things are unraveling. In the month of December, Capricorn. But kind of with this here, this opportunity to embrace the conflict, embrace saying what you need to say, instead of holding yourself back or holding it in or feeling like it needs to be the right time and place to do it and just doing it. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify here. Show me that 5 of, yeah, you've really been in it. 8 of Swords, yeah. You've really been feeling it. Let's get that 5 of Cups here for Capricorn, please, in terms of challenges. Yeah. Stalled. Everything's stalled. Everything is stalled. Opportunity, let's get that clarified here. Let's clarify that 6 of Cups opportunity, please, for Capricorn. Let's clarify that 6 of Cups opportunity for Capricorn. Let's clarify that 9 of Cups for Capricorn, please. And let's clarify that 5 of Swords. Let's clarify that 5 of Swords for Capricorn as what we should be embracing, please. Let's clarify that 5 of Swords. All right. It's funny, I was telling Sagittarius, who I feel so bad for, I had to like pause their video 3 different times. And of course, it's only a second for you guys, but like, I normally do these readings in the morning because the household is a little busier at night, and I'm doing these at night. So there's like so much more disruption. And, you know, cats. Okay, so let's get into this here. For that 5 of Cups, all right, for that 5 of Cups here, we have the Magician in the reverse, Temperance, and the King of Pentacles on its side. And yes, it very much does feel like things have come to a halt. And with that Magician here, perhaps you're so in your feels, or you're so it feels like you're so focused on these cups, right? And everything kind of not being how you want it, or everything not being in its place, that there's no forward momentum. We're not doing anything. Everything has come to a halt here. And even with that Magician in the reverse, it feels like there's been like energetic misfires, even to where I'm wondering if you have been like tripping a lot or stubbing your toe, or like things have been kind of breaking glass, just being a little bit more clumsy than normal, with that Magician in the reverse. Okay, because it just feels like everything is not in its normal place. You are not in your normal place. Okay. Six of Cups here. I have that clarified by the Eight of Cups, Knight of Swords on its side, Devil on its side. Same kind of deal, right? So this opportunity here. So same, right? In one card, right, and two cards on its side. Yeah, so it feels like the opportunity here is to kind of embrace where things are right now. And not just the negative of that, not just how it makes you feel, but just kind of like this admission that maybe you're not where you want to be. You're not standing firm in who you are right now, and that feels a little uncomfy. But with that Six of Cups, it's like, how can we be gentle with that? And this idea here too, with that Knight of Swords on its side, like kind of quelling the thoughts or the pressure, that you should be doing this or that or whatever, because that just kind of makes this Five of Cups element worse. So very much this idea of how do we move forward, understanding that you might not be in the best place, Capricorn, but you cannot continue to exist where you are, because that is not doing you any favors. Okay, so it's not everything, and this might be a hard thing for you, in that there's no clear plan, there's no clear outcome, it would seem. And how can you be okay with that? What can you do to kind of navigate that going forward, right? Moving to this Nine of Cups here, we have the King of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Eight of Wands in reverse, and that Ace of Cups in reverse. I'm wondering if somebody is mirroring what you're giving them. Or if you're looking to them to mirror. If you're looking to somebody to give you answers in this moment, right? And there's a difference between relying on somebody to having the support of another person, or right, having the support of a person, very different from asking for that support, having that support there, kind of like a safety blanket. There's a difference between that and relying on that to tell you how you're supposed to act, or rely on that person to do this for you, right? And that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is kind of a reliance on someone else to handle this for you, to carry this burden for you. And it's almost like they're it's kind of like reversed and flipped. And I'm wondering if this person is doing this for you in the interim. But it's not ever going to be, how do I say this? It's like relying on somebody to do your homework for you. It's not ever going to be your work, right? And it's not ever going to be good enough or up to your standard because you didn't do it, right? And so it's this idea that you can't you can't deflect. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're deflecting. And so with this 9 of Cups, it's like, well, what's happening there? No, I'm good, because maybe you're pushing it off to somebody else, or trying to make it somebody else's problem, and not deliberately, but it's just kind of how it goes. Or you're taking it out on this other dynamic, or on this other relationship here, and it's kind of like, well, that's not going to work either. And so, that's the Ace of Cups reversed. It's like it's not serving you in any way, to deflect or to, have somebody else do your homework here. It's not, it's only hurting where you stand. It's only making this, it's only making this look more fake, is what I'm saying. And I feel like it's doing you more harm than good in this moment, Capricorn, okay? Moving on to this 5 of Swords here with that Knight of Cups, the Star, Ace of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Some beautiful energy for a 5 of Swords, right? Not the typical energy that we would see to clarify this 5. And it does feel like there's some sort of engagement that needs to be had. You can't sit back. You can't sit on the fence on this one. You have to engage. And it's messy, right? But it's necessary. With that Star, with that Ace of Wands, that Hanged Man. And almost, I wonder if you're feeling vulnerable. I'm wondering if you're feeling alone, isolated. I'm wondering if you're feeling uncomfortable because you don't feel like yourself, or you don't have that level of confidence or that level of security that you normally do, because you don't know where this is going or how this is going to end up, right? And so that could be that hesitation there, but leaning into it, it feels, with that 5 of Swords, seems to be the most necessary thing that you could do in the month of December, Capricorn, okay? King of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Chariot, 9 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles. Just this idea here. How are you going to take charge? How are you going to direct your energy? And move on as life moves on with that Wheel of Fortune, right? And it just very much feels like this idea that we have to get messy before we can get right. You have to get messy because in the mess is where you find, I want to say, you almost find yourself again, because you don't look like yourself. And you have to feel it. You can't have somebody else feel it for you. You have to feel it in order for it to have the impact that is required, that is necessary for you to continue on your path. Okay, let's go ahead and get some clarifiers here, or some final clarifiers, I should say. Knight of Wands, Page of Wands, 8 of Cups, the Moon, the Fool. Where should I put this? We'll put it there. Knight of Wands here, right, for the challenge. It's so funny. We have the Knight of Wands as the, putting the period on what your challenge is here, or wrapping that up. And we have the Page of Wands putting a period on your opportunities, right? Both wands, both fire, both how are you directing your energy? And with this Knight of Wands, he's sailing on, he's distracted though, right? He has a good handle on where he's going, and it's almost like he's on autopilot, right? Moving on, moving on. He's not really focused on his destination. He's letting some things distract him. He's looking down, right? He's not looking out, he's looking down. And similar to that Five of Cups here, who is also looking down, distracted, not focused on where you're headed, right? And it could be, Capricorn, even with that moon energy showing up here too, you're scared of where you're headed, right? And so we're taking our eye off of our destination a little bit. And that's the challenge. We're allowing our minds to be distracted. And the opportunity with that Page of Wands, he's standing 10 toes down, and he knows, he's determined, right? He's got that axe in his hand. He's ready to move. He's ready to direct his energy in the way that he sees fit, because he's looking out. He's determined, right? He has a plan, or at least he looks like he does, right? But the point is that he's focused, and there's a renewed oomph to that fire, to that passion. And that feels like that opportunity, right? Of, we need to feel this. We need to get our head in the game. We need to look at this head on and stand in it, even if it's not comfy, even if we don't have, even if we don't feel good standing there. We have to stand there, right? And look at this head on. Eight of Cups here, in terms of the what we should be releasing, right? It honestly does feel like self-reliance here. It does feel like, putting the onus back on you a little bit, to make sure that you're showing up and you're holding yourself accountable, right? And you're not looking to anything or anyone to build you up, especially in this time, right? It's easy to look to other things to build up our happiness or build up our sense of contentment. But then once we start over relying on those things, that's where problems happen, right? And that's where we start looking and seeking external validation or seeking validation externally rather than from how we build ourselves up, right? And so it feels like there's this idea that we need to just maneuver away from this, and we need to stand on our own and get back to that, right? And take accountability for where we are, what we're doing, and how we move forward, right? The moon as what you should be embracing here. Yeah, it's uncharted territory for sure. And this idea here that it does feel like you're kind of entering a bit of an unknown time, but not letting that stop you, right? Maneuvering through, making things happen, or not necessarily making things happen, but showing up for yourself and doing the work, right? Despite the fears that are there. And just the emotional component as well, right? It doesn't feel like you're grounded this week or this month. It feels like you're letting things run away from you, or letting your mind wander even. And just really in your feels, you know what I mean? But also having that restraint. Like, it's weird, the dynamic that's happening here, but it's almost like you kind of got to get messy to bring it back to that. You have to get messy in order to understand where you stand, and that you should be standing on your own as it relates to this. Okay. The Fool, the World, Nine of Cups. Yeah. Perhaps you're putting too much pressure on yourself as well. And so that could be why you're deflecting a little bit. Not everything needs to be neat. Not everything needs to be tidy with a little bow on it. Not everything needs to be super logical, right? And I feel like when, maybe you do have a little bit more emotion than what you're used to, things can really derail. And it's almost like we have to just have a big maybe blowout moment to come back to center, right? Or at least start that process back to center. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is that some major loop is closing, or there's an opportunity to close that, right? But first you have to get messy. Okay. Capricorn, that's what I have for you for the month of December. I really hope that this helps you gain some clarity and insight as you head into the last month of 2025. Still insane to me. Know that I'm thinking about you always, okay? And I wish you all the best as we head into this month. Thank you so much for stopping by. I wish you all the best, and we'll see you next time. You take care.